What, baby?
Is there going to be a story time?
Of course. What would you want your story to be about?
About a very fat house.
About a very fat house.
That was as fattest.
That was what?
And that is as fat as a hippo.
Huh. Okay. Let me think of one. Okay. I got it. But you have to go night, okay?
Okay.
Once upon a time, there was a very fat house who was going everywhere trying to find someone that would want to live in this fat house. And so the fat house would go to a town, would sit down, and would open its door for people to move in. And some people drove by, they would see her. Sometimes a bird would try to make would consider making a nest on the house. But really nobody wanted to live in that house. And the main reason was simply because it was too fat. It looked really weird. And so people didn't want to be seen with a fat house. But one day, somebody decided to move in. And he started moving his own things. And then he suddenly realized that there was a lot of room in there. And so he didn't like it. And he moved out. The fat house was a little bit disappointed, but she was determined to find somebody that wanted to live in there. And so she tried and tried and tried different places, different cities, different weathers. Sometimes it was snowing outside, and the fat house thought, well, I'm fat, so I'm really nice and warm inside. I'm sure somebody will like me now. But probably she got the wrong place, probably she got the wrong time. I don't know what happened. For whatever reason, nobody found the fat house interesting. Until one day, she decided to put herself next to a lake and wait for somebody to pass by. When the strangest thing happened, this fat house that, as you said, was as fat as a hippo, suddenly got its door kicked in, and a huge fat hippo decided to come in. The house was like, what is going on? I am a house for people, not for hippos. Shoo, shoo, hippo, get out of here. But the more the house tried to shoo him away, the more tired the hippo grew, and so he decided to take a nap. And he put his big, fat hippo ass in the middle of the kitchen. And the house was like, excuse me, excuse me. And guess what the hippo said? The hippo said, and so the house decided to wait a little bit for the hippo to wake up. But when he woke up, he just decided that he loved himself some food. So he just opened the fridge and started jumping, jump, 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 jump on everything in the fridge. And that's when the house said, that's enough. Excuse me, Mr. Hippo. And the hippo said, who's there? It's me, the house. What do you think you're doing? What, the house can speak? Said the hippo. Well, you're one to talk. Since when do hippos speak? All right, I guess that makes us even. So what's going on, house? Well, nothing much. I'm just a fat house looking for a human, said the house, to live in me, hoping that the hippo would get the hint. But the hippo said, oh, I'm full. I guess I'm going to take another nap. And the house said, oh, no, you're not. And guess what the hippo said?
Yes?
No, he said,
Again.
So the house decided to wait again, but this time he thought, this is a cute hippo sleeping like this. He doesn't look half as bad. I'm going to let him sleep. All right. And so the hippo slept, and he woke up, and he was super happy. And he said to the house, "Are you still there?" And the house said, "Yes, of course I'm still here. I could hear you snoring all night long." But the house was actually a little bit happy to have somebody as a company. I mean, it's after all what she had been looking for, except perhaps she wasn't looking for a hippo. She was looking for more than a hippo. She was looking for a friend. And she thought for a moment, maybe this could be it. And the hippo had its own reasons. He hadn't had a good night's sleep in a long time, and that house seemed like a very cozy place. And so when the hippo went out, because there was no food, no more food in the fridge, and so then when he went out to eat some vegetables and algae and all of those things that hippos eat, the house thought to herself, maybe it's time for me to move. But then she felt tired, and so after all that moving, she decided to just linger on for a little bit. Well, nighttime came, and the hippo returned with a lot of food to put in the fridge and a couple of friends that helped him fix the kitchen that his fat ass had broken. And so now the house was fixed, filled with hippos, and filled with food. And she realized that she had made a new hippo friend. And so it became the story of the hippo and the house that together made lots of friends and traveled the world. And they lived happily ever after. The end.